Hello, quilting friends. I am happy to be with you today. Last week, I would not have been happy to be here with you. I had a chance to go visit my newest grandbaby, and I think I picked up something from the grandkids because they're kind of the only people I had seen. But I really missed spending time with you last week. But I also really missed breathing last week. And I really missed spending time without a Kleenex directly attached to my face last week. So I was rather unwell. But I am happy to be here today. I am recovering. Let's see, Joan. You will try to catch some of the chat today. You're visiting family in Port St. Lucie. Well, enjoy. I'm glad you got out of this because we're getting more snow. It's not going to be anything. It's just going to be winter weather appearing. Nothing that is going to be a major shut down the world. But I am happy to be here. I am getting back to work slowly. So I am behind on things. I apologize if I owe you an email, something like that. It'll take a bit for me to get back. Being away for 2 weeks and then sick for a week plus. Um, my email, I'm just under this constant strain of what am I late with? What am I behind on? So be patient with me. Thank you. And I appreciate all your well wishes. I am recovering. I just happen to have had a cold, a really bad one. But as a COVID survivor, we take it very seriously when you get sick to make sure that it doesn't go into any complications. So let's see. Beth, hello, Beth. I'm glad you're here. And Patty, hello, Patty. I'm glad to see you. Um, Carrie, hello. I'm glad you're here. And Janet is 74 here. Rub it in. Rub it in. Rub it in. Yes, I'm better. I'm improving. I'm still tired and still stuffy, but hey, that's life. Much better. Nothing serious happened. I just had to take it seriously, so nothing serious happened. I did get to binge watch a lot of television, like Landman and a couple other things. But anyway, hi, I'm here. Not a whole lot to talk about today since I spent most of the last week being sick. Um, and then getting energy to get a couple work tasks done. What I do have is, let's see, it was the Super Bowl this weekend, which made me happy because my team won. I am not a Seahawks fan. I am a Steelers fan, which means I can't let the Patriots win. So I had to work hard on that game. It's a legacy issue. The Steelers have won 6 Super Bowls, and so have the Patriots, and we are the 2 most winningest teams in Super Bowl history. So we can't let them go ahead. Otherwise, most of the people in my life are from New England or root from New England just because I'm New England adjacent. So no shade on my New England friends, just really happy that the Steelers record is still tied. Now, it would be nice if the Steelers would work as hard as I have to keep their record intact, like maybe win when they, get a new coach and get to work. So, Cindy, hello. Speaking of New England friends, hello, Cindy. I'm glad to see you. And Annette, hello, and Kissimmee. Sorry, still tired. Being sick takes a little more out of those of us who are chronically ill with immune problems and all sorts of other stuff. Carol, hello. You had to grab your tea. Oh, that sounds delightful. I think I'll do that when I'm done with this. What should I have? I have some really good flavored teas. I'll come up with something. I hope you're having something very yummy. Super Bowl this weekend. What happened since I last talked to you was I posted a new YouTube video. So let me see if I can pull it up. That's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Let me see if I can share this. Share my window. So this is Honey Bloom. It is a quilt from Primitive Gatherings. It's a quilt kit from Primitive Gatherings. The fabric is Three Sisters from Moda, but it's a pattern designed by Lisa Bonjean. It uses, I think, 4 charm packs in this. So I very rarely just go buy a kit. Loved this kit, loved the colors. And this will go to my daughter-in-law's niece's graduation present. We're just waiting to get a good mailing address for them. But I was really happy to work on that. Let's see if this changes anything now. So what I was happy to do in that video was talk about how to get feathers, the feathered spine, to fit in the border of your quilt. If you haven't designed the quilt to fit your borders. So that's what's in that YouTube video. Let's see. There's the block. Look at the ribbon candy in there. Oh, and there's my whole video of me quilting it. Let's see. Can I go back? And there's the cover. How I machine quilted honey balloon quilt. Feather border secrets exposed. So there you go. That came out. So that's on YouTube. That's a good half-hour video. So I'm really proud of the work I did in it, and I think it's really really instructional. If any of you are trying to do some more advanced quilting and trying to get your feathered spines to fit your quilt borders, that's in there. But also, I think in that is the link to, I think the kit is still available. It was really fun. I pieced that. I think I pieced that when I was in the Poconos. I was working in the Poconos last fall, and that was the quilt that I pieced while I was there. So let's see, Ronnie, you watched that video. Thank you for watching that video. And Carol, you had vanilla chai. Sounds lovely. So that's what was up recently. And I'm still trying to get this week's content out because it hasn't happened yet. So let me try to pull up a picture to show you what's coming very shortly. Can we download this? Just running out of time today. I didn't get this all downloaded before we started. I don't know where the time goes, but it seems to fly away. So let me pull up another image for you. Here we are. Hi, Carol. Yes, thank you. I'm not actively brutally sick any longer. I got home Sunday night, and I just last Sunday night, like not Super Bowl, but previous, the February 1st. I got home from teaching in New Hampshire outside of Boston. Yes, Boston's in Massachusetts. There's a border involved, but anyway, Boston's on the border. So I was teaching in New Hampshire. And I got home Sunday night, and then that cough just started going into my lungs. You know, the head cold that was from here up started going into my lungs. And then Monday morning I woke up and it was still in my lungs. And I'm like, that's it. We got to take care of this because I've spent a year not breathing and didn't want to do that again. And I do tend to get pneumonia, bronchitis, things like that. Even though it wasn't a COVID virus, just my lungs, they love doing funky things. So anyway, I am doing better. Thank you. I'm not good yet, but I'm well on the way. Let's see, where's the next quilt? So this one is what I'm in process of editing and adding online. This is from 2022, which is Color Block Volume 2. The quilt is called Grandma's Album. And I made all the color blocks in it from a line of fabric rather than from scrap. And the fabric is Stag and Thistle. I loved that fabric line. I don't have any more, but I loved that fabric line, and I never got it quilted up. So I just quilted that quilt. I don't have close-up pictures of it yet. I'm editing the video. The quilt's still hanging on the frame. I just grabbed a quick shot to show you. You know, it's still waiting for more pictures and stuff. So the pattern is free. If you go to DebbieBrownQuilts.com, click online classes, go to Color Blocks Volume 2. And this quilt is in there. I think it's the May, June. Anyway, it's a later in the year quilt. I think maybe June. Anyway, Grandma's Album, that's the quilt. And I put in I went onto my computer and just printed out my initial for a monogram. I printed out a B for Brown and did a chain stitch. And so the learning points in this video is there is continuous curve, there's ribbon candy, shocking. There are feathers in the triangles. There's background quilting around applique, and then there's quilting in a border that you can't see. So that's what the video I've got the first 8 minutes of it edited. I have a little mark in there for me to go back and finish editing it. So that will be coming out. There'll be a blog post and will be out in the newsletter at the end of the week. So if you like that pattern, it's a smallish quilt. Let me see if I can figure out how big it is. Talk amongst yourselves while I look this up. So documents, color blocks, volume 2, and it was June is Grandma's album, and the pattern says that the quilt is loading, still loading. There we go. 46.5 inches square. So it's a nice size little quilt. I don't know what I was sharing, but we're going to stop sharing that. And I'll come back and say hi to you. So that's Grandma's album. If you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 color block quilts in it, a little bit of background, a little bit of border. Makes a 46.5 inch square quilt. It's a really quick baby quilt if you just happen to have some color blocks stacked up. So that pattern's free online, and the video will be coming out. It will be going into the class, but it'll be out on social media. It'll be out on my blog, and it'll be out in the newsletter. So it's not something I keep secret, but that's what I'm working on this week. The other thing I'm doing this week, as I have a million, okay, maybe not a million, but dozens of tasks, just saying, hey, do me now, work on me now, finish me now. I might be slightly overwhelmed. And at the same time, my friend Tracy Mooney, who is so supportive online, SEW supportive. She's someone who deals with chronic illness like I do, and inspiration. She's been a magazine editor. She was one of the voices of the top quilting podcast that was out there. So you would know her stuff. She's doing a quilt along. It's called Village. It's not her pattern, but it's a free pattern online. In newsletter last week, I sent out a video. I sent out a link to the video that shows you the free pattern. So you can go to So Supportive, I think. I'll pull up the link here. And give it to you. But I'm enjoying making these little houses with my scraps. And it takes 3 minutes in between tasks. So let's go to Tracy. And she's doing a video for a morning quilt along and an evening quilt along. But this is the quilt along video she just had. I'm going to put it in the chat. There you go. And I am going to show that. So it's there. You can go scroll down in the chat to find that. But these are the houses. So it's supposed to be made with a whole bunch of charm squares. And I have charm squares. And I also have scraps. And I also have a bunch of charm squares to sell. So in my newsletter this week, if you're looking for some inexpensive charm squares, I'm going to just sell out the rest of the charm squares I have. So I'm making just a bunch of fun little ones. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seams. It's really not much to it. So I'm making squares, making quilt blocks every time, finish an hour worth of work, make a quilt block type of thing. Because I really do quilt with a time. I work with a timer and such because I do contract work for people and have to kind of keep timesheets. So Marie, fierce determination. Life, as you know, is a series of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And every time I step back, knowing that I should be disabled, staying home, doing nothing, it's a conscious decision every time to say, nope, going to fight back from this one and get started again. Nope, I'm going to fight back from this one and get started again. This was just a cold, but it was a really rotten cold. So anyway, still fighting back, but it just takes time. Let's see. Diane in sunny North Carolina. Yeah, sun. We don't really have that. I'm under some really good lights today. All the snow left behind doesn't stand a chance with 67-degree weather. Oh, 6-7. Thanks for that. You snuck that right in. Yeah, we are up to 30 degrees today. Today is the first day that we've been above 30, that we've been above 29 degrees in weeks. So it's just really nice, and it's been great to be above zero, because we spent a couple days not doing that either. My husband went out to do a little snow removal, and he made it out there like 4 minutes and came back in. He was like then picking up the face coverings and the gloves and all of that. So yeah, it's been particularly nasty, and it didn't bother me at all not to leave the house last week because I was really not up for it. It was just too cold. I'm very happy to stay at home. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm working on that sew along. I'm working on that content of that quilt over there. I have the next video to get going on the 30 days from quilt top to quilted. Half the quilt's done. So that'll be coming up in another day or two. Again, restarting my momentum. I'm doing this. I'm not giving up. I'm doing it. I'm just a little behind from being unwell. So thank you for understanding. There'll be another sew along that Tracy is doing with Sew Supportive, and it's a free heart pattern online. Let's see. Beth, you got a new Baby Lock crown jewel. I'm coming back to Bits and Pieces in the spring. Why, yes, I am, Beth. I'll be back in Bits and Pieces at the end of the month. I just got the contract today. Let me look up the dates. Bits and Pieces is in Pelham, New Hampshire, which is basically Boston. My friend who's from Massachusetts, my pastor is from Massachusetts, like, that's not Boston. I'm like, it's also not Chicago. So if you're looking on a map of where I'm going, back at NEQE, and then I will be back the 23rd through 26th of April. I'll be back. I'm also doing some online classes with Bits and Pieces, because we're just trying to get education to people in the way that it works. Some people, like me, have trouble getting to events, may have trouble getting out of the house. Also, it's a little more affordable because you don't have to pay for travel arrangements, things like that. So, check with your guild or your retailer if they're interested in online classes, because I'm teaching a lot of those lately. Cindy, I can do it. Yes. Carol, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the 30-day class. The last video that I put up, I think it was day 15 or 16, and that was straight line quilting on, I think it was a blanket fort quilt. I'm halfway through quilting a Here Be Dragons quilt, and it's using the walking foot, but it's not straight line quilting-ish. So that's the next thing coming up, and then we'll get on with the rest of the days. Diane, I have no sound. Am I the only one who has no sound? Is Diane the only one who has no sound? Just Diane? No offense, Diane. I hope it's just you, because I'm looking at my computer and I'm not sure why I wouldn't have sound. So somebody mention if they can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'll wait. Okay. Beth, Diane and Beth don't have sound. Okay, you can hear me. Diane and Beth do not have sound. Janet has sound. Cindy has sound. I'm not sure what's going on. It could be the difference between listening on Facebook or YouTube. So I'll just keep going, and I apologize. So let's see. Our online class is listed on your website. They're in my newsletter every week, so you have to subscribe to my newsletter to get it. I should figure out how to put them on my website. Here's me. Class list on website. Calendar on website. So I will, that's on the list now. It's not at the top of the list, but it's on the list of things to do. It is at the bottom of my newsletter every week that goes out, and I just keep updating it. This weekend, Thursday, I think I'm teaching Bits and Pieces, a Pro Stitcher class. Saturday, I'm teaching at Quilter's Corner at Middlebury Sew and Vac. These are virtual. I'm teaching a Follow That Stencil class. So check those out. It's just kind of they're 2-hour online classes that'll just get you a little bit without having to make a big cost commitment or a time commitment or travel commitment to go to classes. So that's what I'm up to. I'm writing classes, filming, editing, doing computer work, and in between, I'm making lots of little houses. And to me, these make me think of the islands, little houses on the island, or I'm actually thinking of the little beach houses in Melbourne in Australia. They're, if you see pictures of just really cute little beach cottages in all the bright colors, that's what these are reminding me of. And I am so thrilled in my life that I've actually seen those in person. Now, me getting to Australia is never going to happen again. I mean, it could, but it won't. I mean, I always say never because I'm like, Mom, it's just a prom date. It's not like I'm going to marry the guy anytime. Well, I did, but probably not going back to Australia. See, Carol, color blocks have got me through illness, issues, and old age over the last 4 to 5 years. Thank you. Me too, Carol. So this is something I do for me and for you, and because we're all in this together. I look at a lot of the younger quilters doing things, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. But I'm like, I also wish I could walk a flight of stairs without planning toward it. So probably not part of my life. But I'm happy to do what I can do. And instead of being upset about what I can't do, I try to focus on that. Ronnie, you like my house blocks? Thank you. I do too. Go back in the quote in the chat. That's the link to Tracy's video that working with her sew along. So you can find out more information about that. But it's a free pattern that she's had permission to share for free, and I'm having fun making them. There's 132 house blocks. I think I'm somewhere in the 20s right now, so it'll be a while. But maybe if I get caught up on everything that I'm behind on, 100 more tasks, including putting my class calendar on my website, maybe I'll have all the blocks done. What's really fun with that is Tracy has allowed me to, when we're done with the quilts, to do the machine quilting tutorials for them on a home sewing machine. So I'll be working with Tracy on that. She and I have known each other and been friends for 15 years, maybe longer. I've been published in a couple magazines that she's been editor of over the time. I've interviewed on her podcast. We have dinner together whenever we were going to industry events. So it's really good that as our lives are evolving, we can still stay colleagues and still support each other in our work and work together. Carol, life changes. Yes, it does. And I could be really upset about what I'm not doing, and all the things I can't do, like, get a cold and shake it off. That's no longer part of my body's skill set, but I'm going to keep going, and I encourage you to do that too. It makes me feel sad to see people who don't have hobbies, who don't have a reason to just get up, because I've got too much to do to stay sick. Like, I spent a whole day in bed last week watching TV. I spent a whole day in a chair last week watching TV. And then I got back to doing 1 or 2 hours of work, a little bit of sewing, a little bit of knitting. So, I mean, I had something to do, a reason to get out of bed. But I did nail myself to bed in a chair for a couple days just to give my lungs a break, as is necessary. So that's what I'm up to. Not a lot, but still moving on. I want to thank you. You guys, again, are not putting pressure on me. I know that I have information, that I knew I have commitments and things I want to do with you, but I love that no one's sending me hate missives. Like, you're a terrible person. You're not getting this done for me on time. Um, Last week, I'm like, yep, sick, staying in bed. They'll wait. Oh, well. And I love that about you. I think I have the best quilting friends in the world. At other times in my life, I've had quilting people who are like, oh, I wish your handout was longer, or your tutorials aren't printable in color. Okay. So people, there are occasionally some mean people, but I love that the people who hang out with me aren't. Karen, yay, Karen. Hi, Karen. Sending love and good crafting vibes. I'm looking forward to come seeing you. My friend Karen owns Pick Up Every Stitch yarn shop in Mount Kisco, New York. And I promised myself when I finished a sweater, pair of socks, and a scarf, I could go buy a new sweater. That is now done. So I am going to my husband and I have plans, and that I will be closer to the shop, so I might stop by on Saturday. I'm not contagious. I'm just dealing with this. Looking forward to getting a new sweater. Karen wrote another pattern called Charlie, and I'm looking forward to making it. And I'm going to be stranding it, I think, with some mohair in it or something. I don't know. Karen tells me what I want to do next. She's a genius. So I love knitting her sweaters, and the yarn that she sells me, and it's all excellent. Also, I'm knitting with a yarn right now called Karen's Pearl, which is her dog, and her dog is named Pearl. Pearl, knit Pearl. Okay. So Le Garçon is a yarn dyer who dyed a special yarn for her shop for a special event called Karen's Pearl. So I am finishing a scarf right now with Karen's Pearl yarn. I made this scarf before, then I made a few other things, made a pair of socks, and then I opened the scarf back up to use the rest of the unused yarn just to make the scarf bigger. So I'm almost finished using all of Karen's Pearl yarn too. Let's see. Quilting in the country. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. And Whoop shopping. Exactly. The downside of it, my husband will be in the car with me. Yay, my husband's driving, but he'll kind of get the idea of what sweaters cost. When we were on vacation in Virginia a couple months ago, I think that was in November, December, he was like, I bought yarn for a pair of socks. And he was like, how many pairs of socks do you need? I'm like, how dare you? Because that's the same of asking someone, how many quilts do you need? Those are not the questions. I may never make the pair of socks that I bought that yarn for. I bought the yarn because it was a souvenir. It was pretty. It was rainbows. I loved it. And I'll probably make socks out of it sometime. Let's see. Quilting in the country. You like my green Unity? Yes, that's Unity. Unity was the project that I was doing. I was doing a block of Unity in between every project that I was doing. But then something newer and shinier came out. So I'm doing houses. But when this is done, then I can go back to Unity. Unity is a quilt along that was from 2025 for Primitive Gatherings. Big quilt Primitive Gatherings fan. And this is made with charm squares. And I think it's like 3,456 1-inch half square triangles or something like that. But in the size that I decided to make it. This size ends up being a good size for my mom, and this will be a bedspread for her. I can safely say that online because mom doesn't have a computer. But I really am I'm enjoying it. My husband's like, why are you making 3,456 1-inch half square triangles that you're complaining to me about? And you're doing this with friends? I'm like, yes. He's like, why are you doing this? So we can complain to each other about it. Isn't that why we quilt? Yours is pink. See, if I made it for me, it would be pink, it would be red, but it's for mom. And I asked mom what color her bedroom was or what color she wanted. She'll totally forget she answered this question. And she said green. And the green in this is really cool. Let's see if I can get it closer. It's tall. The strips are hanging down further. But this is, oh, wow. I'm trying to remember the name of the fabric line. Brie. But it's a really pretty, has a dark, not quite navy, but a dark blue dot in it. It's a really nice print, but it just reads fun. So these are all of the 1-inch half square triangles. You get 8 of them out of 2 different charm squares. You pair them together and away you go. So I have plenty to do to keep me moving. So I will go back and work on more online classes, work on more online content, make a few more houses, little beach cottages, and get a newsletter out to you by the end of the week. Quilting in the country. It is pretty. If you are a fan of Primitive Gatherings, as I am, I've committed to that being my quilting hobby. So anything Primitive Gatherings does, I make. And I'm sitting here waiting for Betsy to come out. That is going to be her 2026 quilt along, I think is what it's called. And I think it's Appliquing Petals. So yeah, it's not quite out yet, but Thursdays at 2:00 is her at my time, East Coast time, is the time of her YouTube video. And I have an alarm on my phone that goes off 5 minutes before, reminding me to watch the Primitive Gatherings video. So the second that she puts that out, I'll be starting that, and you'll get to see that too. And this is why I like to call myself a beginner quilter, because I begin a lot of quilts. Anyone else have that problem? Well, anyway, I am going to head off and get back to work. But I wanted to stop in and say hello, be well. For those of us who have been under this polar vortex, it seems to have moved along. I hope that the weather isn't beating you up wherever you are by being too hot, too cold, ridiculously cold. All the things I said I wouldn't do when hell froze over, I almost had to do them. It's been that cold here. So phew, we're at 30 degrees exactly right now. So we're moving along. You're hooked on Lisa? Yes. Happy creative day, everyone. Have the best day ever. You deserve it. So I will be back again Tuesday of next week at 2:30 in Eastern time. And until I see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and happy quilting. Bye.